Alright, I'm Landon, this is Landon27Tech, and this is a video about the Google Nest Hub. So if you went back a couple months and asked me what I thought of the Google Home devices like the Google Nest Hub and the Google Home Mini, I would have told you that I have absolutely no opinion on it and I'm not interested. And so it's amazing that things can change so quickly. So Google and their genius marketing decided to send out the Google Home Mini for free to a bunch of people. I got one, and you can check out the original video about it. And I'm pretty sure in the video I said at the time that I don't really have a use for this, and I don't really think I'll be interested in using it, but I took the bait and I tried it, and then I got kind of hooked a little bit. So I've been using the Google Home Mini, and then I made the mistake, well, not mistake, but I went into Costco and they had the Google Nest Hub with a Google Home Mini for free attached to the Google Nest Hub, and I thought, you know what, it kind of looks cool. I've heard some interesting things about it, so I'll try it out, and that's what this video is. I've had it for a few weeks now. I've been able to play around with it. So this video, I'm going to walk through the whole setup. You're going to see what it can do, and then stay for the end of the video and I'll give you my pros and cons on the whole system and what I think about it. Alright, so we're going to begin here by powering it on. It doesn't have an internal battery, so it always has to be powered with this cable. And it comes out of the box with this screen protector on it, so I'm just taking that off as it's loading up. So the first thing you need to do is get the app, and I have it installed on my Galaxy S10. And so here we go, doing a search looking for the device itself. And so I'm connected to my own Wi-Fi, which happens to be the Google Wi-Fi. You can see another video about that. So it's found the device here, selecting it, clicking next. And now it's connecting to it, doing some boxes are spinning and jumping around. Alright, so you see the setup code there. Once it finds it, you confirm that it's matching the code, so C3H6 in my case. No, I'm not going to help you improve. So where is this device? For my setup, I'm putting it in my kitchen because it's central to my home. It's on the middle floor, and you can see the Wi-Fi is the name of my Wi-Fi. And we're going to connect to that now. Alright, being the first time it's installed, you see it's doing an update. It's probably downloading some firmware. Agree to the voice match. So that's going to take my voice and recognize it. So it'll allow certain features to only work with my voice. Kind of a cool feature, especially because I've got these kids. I've got kids around my house, my own kids obviously, and they like to do stuff to it, and it doesn't work because it needs my voice. So just booting up here after the update, and we'll see what's going on here. Another update. There's a few. First time, if you buy something and it's sitting on a shelf for a while, like I didn't get this when it was released, so typically there's going to be some updates for devices like this. So this is the second update. Just wants us to hang tight. And I'm actually speeding this up right now, so the actual install did take a little bit longer, but this isn't too bad. So once we get to 100%, let's see what's going on. Alright, just reboot it again. It's coming back, and it's going to go through the install process now. I guess the first part was the download. So let's take a look at the back. There's actually a couple hardware buttons. There's a volume feature on the back here, the volume up and volume down. There's also a microphone on off in the upper top middle that was kind of just seen there briefly. So speeding through the update here, it's ready to launch, and it's coming up now for the first time. Finish the setup. So we're going to do that, and then I'm actually touching on the screen now. It's a really nice display, and it's a really responsive touch screen. It's I didn't really have any expectations on it, but it's very responsive, and it's really cool. It actually has a sensor that detects the light in the room, so it can actually figure out how bright to run itself. So right now it's kind of just going through a demo, like showing all the features. I'm just playing with the volume on the back there. It's just running through a bunch of different features that it has, giving you ideas for all the kinds of stuff you can use. You may not use everything, but I think it's worth watching it. You can go through and just let it play, and it'll show you everything. You can watch videos, you can listen to music, you can connect to your other apps, and it'll give you a brief overview of everything. So just letting it run through here once. It'll actually show you hardware features as well. It'll give you a demo of the stuff that I just showed. It shows you the volume, buttons. It'll show you where the microphone on off and different features. So have a look at it at least once before you go ahead and play with it. And then so now let's go into some actual real world uses. Okay, so I've got mine installed in my kitchen, and it's in like the center of my kitchen in a main area of the house. And so the first thing I'm going to show you is something that I really didn't expect to use, and it's something that kind of I don't think most people would expect to use it for, but it's a digital photo frame. So I've got it linked up with my Google Photos, and it's just always displaying photos, a lot of them that I haven't seen in a long time. So it's a really cool feature that I really didn't expect I'd be using very much of. Alright, one of the tricky things to making this video is if anytime I say okay and Google, but I don't say the and in the middle, it's going to trigger your phone, and it might actually be triggering it right now, or your device. So I'm trying to avoid that, but I'm just showing here the photo frame settings. You can choose built-in ones, or you can choose your own, like I said I was using my Google Photos for. Okay, Google, create a list called My Favorite Guitars.
It looks like you already have a list called Favorite Guitars. What do you want to add?
I want to add Fender Telecaster.
Okay, I added Fender Telecaster.
Alright, so that's just a simple example of creating a list, and it looks like I already had that list when I called it again, but easily add something to it. So here's something I actually have used in the kitchen that's really useful, is setting timers. So I'm setting one here for 15 minutes. I've got the audio off, so it's not going to set a timer on your device. It just set a timer on my phone when I was playing this back. I'm going to set a second timer, I believe in a second here. Yeah, there's a second timer for 25 minutes. So if you're cooking something and you need more than one timer for cooking different things, it's really helpful. And I'm actually setting a third timer. So there's a third timer there for 36 minutes, and it's kind of just scrolled off to the side, so you'd have to swipe over. But at any time you can call the timer, you can cancel it. You can do it with your hand as well. It's really cool. It's a handy feature, especially when you're cooking a lot of different things in the kitchen. Okay, Google, add an entry to a calendar.
What's the title of the event?
Wash my hair.
Okay, when is the event?
Always.
Sorry, when is the event?
6 a.m.
Alright, wash my hair tomorrow at 6 a.m. Do you want to save that?
Yes.
Alright, it's on your calendar.
So just trying to have a little fun there and screw it up by saying always, and it didn't accept it, so that's kind of cool. I had to give it an exact time, and then I'm just deleting it here. And that reminds me, I gotta go wash my hair. Hey Google, play music from Lando 27 Music.
Okay, here's a YouTube music playlist called Original Songs.
Just a little shameful plug to my other YouTube channel called Lando 27 Music. Okay Google, play a video from Lando 27 Music on YouTube. Another plug to show that you can watch YouTube through this.
Okay, here's Lando 27 music videos on YouTube.
So how you doing? So I do guitar demos, amp demos. Okay Google, watch the news.
Here's the latest news. From CBC News at 11:43 a.m. today. From Cybersecurity Today at 5 a.m. last Friday.
Okay Google, how do I boil an egg?
Here are some recipes I found.
Okay Google, what is better, Fender or Gibson?
Here's a summary from the website Reedies.com. Probably the most easily recognizable difference between Fender and Gibson is the variation in body shapes. A Strat and a Tele both look drastically different
Google,
to a Les Paul.
Go home. So there you go, you got to see what I do with it. You got to see what it's like. So let's quickly talk about the pros and cons. Easy setup. So let's talk about the pros first of all. Easy setup. The 7-inch tablet, the little screen on it is really nice. It's got a nice display. It's a responsive screen as well. The touch is really good. It's got decent audio. It's got a little bit of low end. It's not going to replace like a really powerful home audio system or anything like that, But I have mine in my kitchen, and if I play music on it, it sounds pretty good. It's decent audio for a small little system like that. And one thing that I do find impressive is the voice detection. When it detects my voice, it works really well. It's very rare if I have to repeat something. Okay, so before moving on to the cons, overall I really like it. I don't think it's for everybody. It's not something that necessarily everybody would want, but I like it. It works for me, so I'm a fan. Now moving on to cons. To allow it to fully function with your system, you basically have to set up, and I've mentioned this in other videos before, you have to give your Google account settings, security settings, you have to open them wide up. And what I mean by that is you have to give your location, you have to give your web history, and I think that's kind of a bad thing. I don't think you should have to give your web history to get a lot of the features to work, but that's just how they do it. So you're kind of stuck. If you don't do it, you're stuck with limited options. You can't do all the same voice commands, which I think is kind of lame. This is not a big deal. It doesn't have a battery, so if it gets unplugged, it's off. There's no battery in it. I don't know why I'd want a battery. I'm gonna be near an outlet anyways, but I guess, yeah, that's just something to note. There's no battery on this thing. All right, so that's the Google Nest Hub. I like it. Check it out. You can get it a number of different places. I'll leave a link to where you can get it to the full specs. You can have a look below in the comments. Take a look. If you want to get one, take a look in the description. Maybe I'll have a link to the official site. I'm Landon. This is Landon 27 Tech, and that's going to do it. Good night.